2018 probably brought some of the best games of this generation. Amazing narratives, fun gameplay, creative indies, and the most fighting games I bought in 1 year. But I'm looking forward for what's to come in 2019. And there are some games I won't mention just because I don't think they're going to make the 2019 cut. But in no particular order, here's my list of my most anticipated games. And I don't know what game to better jump off this list than a game with jump in the title. I swear the video gets better after this. Jump Force is a 3D fighter filled with characters from Weekly Shonen Jump. If you don't know what that is, think of it as Japan's version of Marvel or DC. The story basically is an evil force causes a bunch of universes to collide together, and now the strongest fighters from those universes need to stop the end of the world. Very cliche, but you don't play these games for the story, you play for the novelty of seeing characters interacting that normally don't, and the gameplay. As long as the servers work day one and all the characters are balanced, because it looks like there's pretty much going to be a lot of them, that'll pretty much just meet my expectations. I'm not going to expect a 10 out of 10 game. All I hope is turns out more like an Avengers instead of a Justice League if you want to compare it to movies. There is going to be a bunch of characters from anime and manga series that I like. Now let me list them all. One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, Fist of the North Star, all of the Dragon Ball Z characters, and also Digimon. I'm just kidding, Digimon's not Shonen Jump, but they do have their own game coming out. Digimon Survive is a strategy survival role-playing game based on the anime of the same name. I actually watched this show a lot when I was growing up. I believe the last version of Digimon I watched was 2002 version. I have never played any of the games before, they just did not interest me, but this one looked pretty good. It actually kind of reminds me of Divinity Original Sin. You know, it's turn-based and you consume action points. Maybe this is the thing that'll get me back into the Digimon franchise. I watched a lot of Digimon Adventures and Pokemon growing up and I loved it. I have high hopes for Survive, and I have equally high hope for the Pokemon game that's coming out for Switch as well. Right now, we don't have any gameplay out for the game, or not even a trailer. All we know is it's going to be a mainline Pokemon game, so it's not going to be a spin-off like the Let's Go series, and it's going to be coming out holiday 2019. That's what they roughly estimated at. Now, I have played older Pokemon games before. My favorite was Emerald, and the last one I played was Platinum. Kind of fell off the series, but I will be happy to get back into the series. The only concern that I have is the difficulty. Pokemon is known for being baby's first RPG. You know, it's known for being easy. And I'm just wondering if they're going to give you the option to choose a difficulty. If not, so be it. I'll still get it. I'm not asking for Civ 5 or Civ 6 level of strategy. Pokemon is really nostalgic for me, and you know, other games as well, like the Sid series, Sid Meier's. Well, speaking about Sid Meier's, there's a new expansion coming out soon for Civ 6. Gathering Storm is going to be the new expansion coming out this February, and it's going to add new content like natural disasters, a world congress, and new leaders. And I don't know really what to say this part. It's just more content in a game I already enjoy. I play a lot of Civ 5 and 6 in the last couple of years. It's not a crazy amount of time, but if you see my listing on Steam, both those games are in my top 5 of most played games. I do have one concern with the Civ franchise, that it's not historically accurate, but Ghost of Tsushima is a little bit more so. This game is being developed by the same people who makes the infamous series, Sucker Punch. The game takes place on an island in Japan, and you play as a samurai who's trying to fight off a Mongol invasion, and you have to learn the way of the ghosts, which basically means you become a ninja. I really like the gameplay they've shown. There's sword fighting, there's stealth, there's horse riding, and it's open world. That's just a great combination of things. What I really like about the development of this game is when Sucker Punch is told by potential fans that something in the game isn't historically accurate, they don't double down and tell the consumer that they're sexist, that they're racist, that they're uneducated. No, they give you a reason why, justifying the change. Look at the armor in the game. The armor you're wearing does not exist at that time, but Sucker Punch put it in anyways because they thought it looked cooler. Wow! A company trying to improve the experience of playing their game. Crazy, right? Look at Call of Duty WW2 and Battlefield 5. People complain about the same thing in that game, which was the realism in the multiplayer, but only one of those games was successful. The other was Battlefield. Man, EA and DICE are so far up their own ass, they can see sunshine. But who am I kidding? It's EA and DICE. You've seen Battlefront 2? That game was awful. You ever heard of the story of the Golden Touch? A king gets a power to turn anything he touches to gold, but he slowly regrets it. EA's kind of like the opposite. Nothing kills the launch of a game than disinterest. Kind of like the buzz on Days Gone. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to get this game, and most likely based on the gameplay trailers, I'm going to enjoy it, but it's made by Sony Ben, and they're not really experienced with AAA games, so that's probably the reason why there's no hype for this game. I still think it's going to be a good game, just not a high-selling one. It's a third-person open-world game, and you ride around in a motorcycle, and you fight freakers, this game's version of zombies. Don't tell the developers that, because they'll say they're not zombies, they're freakers. Sony Ben, if you don't want people calling your enemies zombies, don't make them look like zombies. Last of Us calls their zombies infected, but they don't really complain when people call them zombies because they know they're zombies. If somehow I hate this game, at least I have Last of Us 2 to look forward to. The Last of Us is probably my favorite game on the PS4. I know it also came out on the PS3, but I didn't own that console. And how that story was told and how the story ended, that it didn't really hint towards a sequel. It felt like the ending was a hard ending, so I didn't expect a sequel. But after seeing the announcement a couple years ago, I was so hyped. And it looks like they're heavily improved the combat and the graphics. As long as they keep everything else the same, it's going to be an amazing game, and I can't wait. Now, there's no hard date for the release. A lot of people think holiday 2019, but we're not 100% sure. But I think that's going to be the release date. But there is one game I'm looking forward that's coming holiday 2019, and that is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. All we know about the game that it's going to be dealing with the aftermath of Order 66, and it's being made by Respawn Entertainment, the same people who make Titanfall. I played a lot of Star Wars games growing up. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original, was my favorite. But ever since EA got the license for Star Wars, I never really got to enjoy any of their games. It's just not fun anymore. But since Respawn's making it, I have hopes that it's going to be a good game. But I still feel like somehow EA will put their hand in it and somehow ruin it, like they always do.
EA Sports.
What's in your wallet?
When there's a chance to make money, EA's there, nickeling and diming you. I just hope it does okay, because I don't want Respawn to end up like Visceral Games. Who am I kidding? Based on EA's past, Respawn's Doom! Just like the demons from Doom Eternal. What can I say? It's more Doom, but the only thing is, there's more guns, more demons, and a grappling hook. I can't wait to get back into that world and kill some demons as the Doom Slayer. And unlike EA, Bethesda lets their developers do their own thing, so the people at id Software have the freedom to make an amazing game. Just look at Fallout 76. Imagine those people involved in making Doom. Then I'll be worried. Luckily, fans of Fallout are going to get a good Fallout game in space in 2019 called The Outer World. The Outer World is being made by Obsidian Games, the same people who made Fallout New Vegas, and they even brought in the original creators of Fallout. They probably saw Fallout 4 and said, wait, I could do better. I know something for sure, it looks a lot better. That's one of the things that I hated about Fallout 4. It just looked so old. And I just dropped the game. I just couldn't look at their ugly mugs anymore. It's been a long while since I've played a first-person RPG, and this is the thing that will just hit the spot. I just hope that Bethesda will see this game and this will force them to up their game. You know, competition always breeds a better product. The Outer World is hands down the game I'm most excited for. Well, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Some other games I'm looking forward to but don't think that it's going to come out 2019 are Cyberpunk 2077, Shin Megami 5, and Death Stranding. Thanks for watching again. Laters!